Reinforcing environmental action is not a cause to be postponed. It is the very growth strategy and a justice imperative. Welcome to beautiful Kenya, the gracious host of the United Nations Environment Programme for over 50 years. My deep thanks to the people of Kenya and to you, President Ruto, and to the government for the unwavering support that we enjoy from this great nation in our 53 years, calling this place our home. Welcome to beautiful Nairobi, the environmental capital of the world, and welcome to the 7th session of the United Nations Environment Assembly, the world's most influential environmental decision-making body. My thanks to the many donors who reach deep and many partners and colleagues who have made this assembly possible, and to all the delegations who have come here in the spirit of dialogue and cooperation. Here at UNEA 7, member states are looking to build on the long history of unity and success, not for symbolism nor show, but to drive a sustainable future, sustainable solutions that are now indispensable for a resilient planet. And why do such solutions matter? They matter because every single member state, every single city, every single business, and every single individual will benefit from a safe climate, will benefit from thriving biodiversity, will benefit from healthy and thriving lands, will benefit from a pollution-free planet. They matter because the environment is not an add-on to development. It is the very foundation on which peace, prosperity, economic growth, and stability rests. Make no mistake, when we undermine that very foundation, we undermine our own future and our own economies and societies. The 3 leadership dialogues, which we are holding today and tomorrow, make this abundantly clear. Human health and planetary health are inseparable. Economic and business and planetary health are also inseparable. The stability of the financial system and planetary health are inseparable. An economy that degrades its own natural capital is, in the end, eroding its own balance sheet. The 7th edition of UNEP's Global Environmental Outlook, which we released this Tuesday, reinforces this point. That report tells us that the environmental challenges have exacted a heavy toll on human, economic, and planetary well-being, claiming millions of lives and costing trillions of dollars each year. If the world continues down this path to extract virgin resources, to rely only on fossil fuels, to destroy nature and pollute the air, land, and water, the damages will and are already quickly mounting, slashing global GDPs and claiming more lives and worsening inequality and burning through the very natural resources that keep our societies and businesses afloat. Reinforcing environmental action is not a cause to be postponed. It is the very growth strategy and a justice imperative. Excellencies, this is fundamentally what this assembly is all about. Taking decisions that make lives better for everyone, everywhere. It is about making choices that advance national interests today while safeguarding the interests of the future generation and the unborn tomorrow. It is about proving that multilateralism can still deliver in a world that so badly needs these solutions. And to do this, we must perform a delicate balancing act on a global scale, retain the many advantages that development and technology have really brought, and continue to bring the world while avoiding the unwanted side effects. Side effects that can be deadly and disruptive: extreme weather, droughts, degraded nature, unproductive land, toxic air, and so on. Side effects that are becoming more frequent and with greater intensity, and so interconnected that they threaten to reverse the very human development gains that we have made. And because no government can address this alone, because no country can do this on its own, the response must be shared across sectors, across borders, across societies, and across the financial balance sheet at the global level. And this is why everyone here is represented at UNEA 7. Business and industry, children and youth, farmers, indigenous peoples, local communities and local governments, non-governmental organizations, the scientific and technological communities, women, workers, and trade unions, and more. And this is also why we have the multilateral environmental agreements and their presidents here, who yesterday gathered to find ways to work closer together and to spark a stronger, faster, and more joined-up action across the environmental challenges that we navigate. This is multilateralism at its very best. Complex at times, of course, but indispensable.
UNEA 7, under its theme Advancing Sustainable Solutions for a Resilient Planet, can catalyze transformative actions. Your deliberation must prioritize a strong environmental dimension of a sustainable development, ensuring healthy and prosperous living conditions for present and future generations. The overarching theme of ECOSOC this year aligns closely with UNEA's ambitions. The outcome of UNEA 7 will provide important inputs to ECOSOC's work and to the 26th High-Level Political Forum, which will review SDGs 6, 7, 9, 11, and 17 in depth. I trust your discussions this week will guide how we can deliver more coordinated and impactful support, particularly on the environmental dimension of sustainable development of the 2030 Agenda. Excellencies, distinguished delegates, the message is clear. We must accelerate actions. We must move from commitment to tangible results. We must act with courage. We must put justice first. We must invest in innovations. And above all, we must strengthen multilateral cooperations. The choices we make today will determine the conditions of our planet for generations to come. Let us leave this assembly with a clear message to the world. We choose solutions over inactions, resilience over fragility, ambition over delay, courage over incrementalism, and cooperations with multilateralism over divisions and unilateral actions. I look forward to engaging with you throughout the UNEA 7 as we work for a resilient, sustainable, and inclusive future for all. Together, we can deliver better. Excellencies, we meet at a critical moment. The world is facing a wave of interconnected crises. To our utmost dismay, conflicts are growing. Geopolitical competition is intensifying, and economic uncertainty is growing, threatening the very foundations of sustainable development. At the same time, the triple planetary crisis of climate change, biodiversity loss, and pollution is accelerating faster than our collective response. Greenhouse gas levels are highest in the human history. Extreme weather is driving millions from their homes. Ecosystems, from coral reefs to forests, are approaching dangerous tipping points. Pollutions from plastic to toxic chemicals is harming our health and economies. These are not abstract threats. They are eroding development gains, widening inequalities, and placing the most vulnerable communities at disproportionate risk. At the same time, we must remind ourselves that progress is possible. The cost of renewable energy has fallen dramatically, making most new renewable capacity added in 2023 cheaper than fossil fuel alternatives. Global protected areas now cover more land and ocean than ever before, signaling a steady movement toward the goals of the coming Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework. And the historic agreement on marine biodiversity in areas beyond national jurisdictions represents a decisive step towards safeguarding our ocean. These gains shows that what is possible, what is achievable with political weight, with science and with collective action. We must continue to work to protect hard-won development gains and accelerate climate actions. UNEA offers an essential platform to advance environmental solutions and to uphold the universal human rights to a clean, healthy, and sustainable development. Through its charter-mandated coordinated role, ECOSOC plays a complementary role by fostering collaborations on sustainable development across the UN system and ensuring that global policy commitments are coherently translated into concrete, coordinated actions across its diverse ecosystems. Together, we must continue to strengthen the implementations of multilateral environmental agreements, reduce fragmentations, and deliver more integrated support to member states on climate, biodiversity, land degradations, and pollutions. UNEP's leadership is central to these efforts. As the Global Environmental Authority, UNEP brings science to policy, raises awareness of emerging challenges, and helps ensure that solutions for climate, nature, and pollution are reflected in economic and social decision-making. Its engagement in ECOSOC processes enriches our collective capacity to address today's multidimensional challenges. Excellencies, the guiding principle of my presidency is delivering better. This means reinforcing multilateralism and trust, accelerating progress, and strengthening system-wide coherence.